Coach, if you want to start us off with a few words about practice today. I know you got a couple more here this week, and then it's game week. How excited is there a little bit of a feel of excitement now, a sense of things are getting closer now amongst the team?
Didn't sense any of that today. I thought that I think this is the toughest time. I really do. I think when you're in week 2, it gets a little tough, but you kind of have that scrimmage on Saturday to kind of look forward to. And then they get hit with reality yesterday and up at 6. But now there's no break when we get through practicing, because they have class now. And so this is, to me, has always been the most difficult week through probably Thursday, and then it starts upticking a little bit. And we've just, obviously it's that time where you've got kids that are out for various reasons of injuries or nagging things, and it's just I wasn't pleased with today, but I'm sure the film will show it's not as bad as I felt, but certainly wasn't consistent on either side. But it's and it could be my mindset. I don't think I've ever in all my years had a great first practice, the first day of classes.
All right, Coach, appreciate it. We'll go ahead and take questions from the media. Again, please use the raise hand option. It should be under or right there on your screen. So if you use that, then we'll take questions from the media. And Damien, we'll start with you. Damien Sordelette from the Lynchburg News in Advance.
You brought up injuries and nagging things with some of the players. I saw, Noah's wearing a cast on his right hand, and we didn't see like Elijah James, Skylar Thomas, John Cordes, some of those guys. Do you have an update on how those guys are doing?
Yeah, Noah had surgery on that bone in his hand, so I'm being told, we think that's probably he might be back game 2, 3, something like that. I think Cordes is the same way, the sprained MCL. I think Elijah, he'll be ready for game 1, as will Skylar. Who I can't remember who else, really.
Aaron Pierre.
Yeah. Aaron will be, he'll be questionable for game 1, but nothing this long term.
And Deion Biggins, you said would be back late last week, and is he back yet?
Yeah, and then had to go back out, so he's struggling to get himself exactly where he wants to be and where we need him to be, but hopefully he'll be back at some point next week.
All right, next we'll go to Hank with the Associated Press.
Hey, Coach.
Hey, Hank.
Have you missed me?
Yes, sir. Always.
So, you guys had a landmark year last year for the program, and it was an odd year. How much do you feel like that was where you are or where college football was then? And how hard is it to replicate that?
Man, I don't know that I know the answers to any of those. I think, I thought we played good football last year and beat some good teams. Coastal was a top 15 team. Virginia Tech was a solid team. So we beat some, good teams. It got better as the year went on. So I thought it was a special year. Obviously, wish we would have had the fans there to enjoy it with us in the stands. And so now the challenge is to continue to build on that. And the thing that I've told everyone is I don't know what that looks like in the win-loss column. And I really don't get hung up on that. I just, this year's schedule is totally different than last year's schedule, and playing some really tough Group of 5 schools and some Power 5 programs that are strong. So it's a difficult schedule. So 7 wins, 6 wins, we might feel like we achieved as much as we did with the 10-win season last year. So I think everything's kind of relative. I think in order for us to, repeat it, which was your last question, would be, consistency in our approach in preparing. And hopefully I'll see that as we get started in the game week next week.
A lot of coaches talk about just mentality and all that stuff. Have your guys developed the mentality that last year is who you are?
I hope they got confidence from that, but I also hope they understand that last year's DNA is over, and really it should give us confidence and belief that our program is in a position to be competitive week in, week out with whoever we're playing. But certainly last year's not going to grant us any type of success this year without the same approach, same work, and hopefully, we get a break here and there and stay relatively healthy and don't get affected by COVID and all of those things. But your approach better be the same as last year. I thought last year's team approached each game, forgetting what the last one was, whether it was good or bad, and prepared very well. And hopefully this year's team will learn from that. And your chances of having success defined by the scoreboard are much better if we do that.
And it
Next,
seems
let's go to John Manson from the Sea of Red, then we'll get back to you after that, Hank.
okay, thanks.
Coach, with John Cordes out there at backup center, who are some of the guys you're looking at? I saw Bryce Matthews and Harrison Hayes. Is that a competition right now for that backup spot?
Yeah, both of them will get ready to play it, and both are backup tackles also. So you got to have three guys prepared to be the center, and so we're working both of those there. Those both will get equal snaps probably at both tackle and center, getting ready to help us there if needed.
Hank, go ahead.
Me?
Yeah, you can go ahead now.
All right. How much bump do you feel like you've gotten from what you guys were able to do last year? Like, transfer portal, all that stuff. It's like recruiting never stops, which I'm sure your wife loves, your family loves, that it never stops. But how much bump have you gotten from how well you did last year?
Yeah, I think that always helps in recruiting. I mean, if you have success on the field, and in the way, I think we're probably going to have two games that were in ESPN's top 25 games of the year. I think they've already played the Virginia Tech one, and I'm sure the Coastal one, which was ranked probably one of the top bowls to watch, will be in there. And so when you combine success and some national exposure that we had, I think it's definitely beneficial to recruiting. And so I would say some of the reasons we landed people like Skylar Thomas or Story Jackson or Deron Lowe is it had to somewhat do with our success. I think our staff's pretty good at building relationships too, but relationships alone are difficult to overcome with zero success. So I think it was a good combination.
And where are you in the whole super conference discussion? Like the whole idea that this is changing forever.
Yeah, I'm not in it. No one's even asked my opinion. I don't know other than you, Hank, and I don't know enough about it, man. I really don't. I have no clue what's really going on in that world, but I know Ian does, and just include us in something. Give us a shot. How's that?
Gotcha. How's your golf game?
I'm sorry?
How's your golf game?
Well, it was good in the summer, but it's non-existent right now. I'll start back trying to play once a week once we get in season mode.
All right.
All right, let's go next to Emily Austin.
Coach, just circling back to what you were saying at first, what's the biggest difference or what's your main focus this week? I guess you could say like the real last week of camp before going into that week before the game.
I'd like to get us healthy and get everybody back out there, and obviously clean up our protection issues that we're having, drop issues that are inconsistent, Defensive fits have been pretty good. We're still giving up a few too many explosive plays, so would love to get some of that corrected and at the same time start introducing our opponent. So that's the plan starting tomorrow is and situational football. Really going to spend a lot of time. Today was overtime situation, so 2-minute tomorrow. Last plays. I mean, just every scenario you can think of, I have written down, and between now and next week, we'll take a 6-minute period every day and spend time on that, if not more. So that's kind of our focus.
And as far as Malik, looking back to the bowl game end of last season, I know he went to a bunch of those camps throughout the summer. How much has he changed or grown in your eyes? I've not seen that yet until game.
Yeah, I don't, man. It's hard for me. I tell everybody, let's wait and see him play a few games before we kind of cast where he is, good or bad. And I mean, I love his maturity. I love his humility, and think he's approached things the right way. He's been a little inconsistent, but some of that's, he had a little tendonitis. We held him out for a while. He looked sharp today and skelly. So I'm confident and hopeful that he's going to have another special year, but it's really hard. I mean, he's already a mature kid and humble. Let's just hopefully we can put a good plan together for him and he execute it.
Let's go back to John.
I know last year you guys pretty much operated in a bubble-like atmosphere. Y'all looking to do something similar for this season, at least to start it out?
We are. We're classes in the bubble yesterday and today. We'll appreciate our administration and our academic team because it's not easy. But just there's just a lot of unknown and uncertainty with all students coming back on campus, and so we felt like it was the right move, and we'll at least do that for I would assume the first month or so, and kind of evaluate where things are.
Let's go to Damien, then we'll go back to Hank.
Hugh, with the tendonitis with Malik's arm, is that something worrisome, or is that something where the amount of reps he was getting, you just need to give him some time off to rest, heal, and be ready for the season?
Yeah, I think that I probably every quarterback I've ever had at the start of camp has had some soreness, and so just wanted to make sure it didn't get any worse. But I mean, there was never a time he couldn't have gone and played. Just trying to make sure he's totally healthy.
Hey, Coach, there are people that would say that the oddity of last year is why you guys were ranked, why Coastal was good, why Louisiana was good. What would you say to that, and how do you feel like you guys belong in that group?
Just look at the product that was on the field. I mean, everybody had the same opportunities. Everybody had the same issues. And, our team found a way to win a bunch of games. So did Lafayette. So did Coastal. They were a very good football team. So was BYU. I don't know, Hank. I don't really get caught up in what people say or don't say. I know we were 10-1 and won a bowl game against a top 15 opponent, and whether they deserve to be in the top 15 or not is not for me to say. I thought they were dang good, and think we were pretty good. So, I mean, 15 years from now, they're going to see 10-1 and a Cure Bowl win.
Is that a hard act to follow, or a hard act to live up to?
They're all, I mean, heck, I've been to Sugar Bowls, and then the next year it's hard to follow, and I've been to the Peach Bowl, and 2 New Year's Six, those were hard to follow. Undefeated in the Sun Belt, that was hard to follow. It's we had 6 state championship runs in high school, and every year was hard to follow. I mean, it's anytime you have success, because the way the world works, they're going to beat the heck out of you if in their eyes you don't measure up the following year to what you already gave them, and people get spoiled with success. And that's why I'm just big, and one of the things I've talked about to our team and staff is just we're not going to chase success. We chase a standard, and we sure hope like heck that that standard leads to success. But I don't know another way. If we're just chasing success all the time, we're going to be bitterly disappointed. We better chase that standard of today and measure up to that today, and then tomorrow, and then the next few days leading up to week 1. And see where that puts us in terms of worldly success in people's eyes. But heck, I've gotten too old to really worry about what people may say we deserve or don't deserve or care. And I kind of identify with some of the, when people talk like that, I'm really a nice guy. I really am, but I have an edge about me. I guess I'm from the country, and I'm kind of like one of those NASCAR guys that, nobody really cares about you unless you're winning. And then they talk about you if you're winning, good or bad. So let's just keep winning, and we'll let them say whatever they say.